Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's move up to the heavyweight division. Let's talk a little bit of Deontay Wilder, WBC champion who beat Ortiz 2 times, right? Well, here's something that you're going to be happy about or you're going to be irked about. You know what I'm saying? Because Deontay Wilder, there's going to be a reaction. And here's the signs of first time somebody that's pretty much mainstream media. We're talking Forbes magazine here. Forbes magazine mean a lot to some people, especially if you're talking about money. Forbes magazine, one of the writers, Brian Mazik. Remember the name because the first one that said it out loud, right? No, but not the first one that said it. Just on, mainstream stuff. And he just straight up said Deontay Wilder is #1 pound for pound. He said, let's stop with the skinny legs and with he's not fighting right and he's not doing this. The results are there, and bottom line is he ain't got to be perfect long, right? You combine that with the fact that he's starting to get his respect. Oscar De La Hoya then came out and said, almost like a Trump statement, he said, he's making boxing great again. That's what Oscar De La Hoya has nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. Used to be his promoter long ago, and Oscar De La Hoya have a problem with some people, people of color. Don't get me started with Ring Magazine and Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boy, those racist emails that we never hear about. I might mention them in this video again. Bottom line is, he ain't. He said he's a Deontay Wilder fan, and he's great for boxing. He's knocking people out. That is. Bob Arum ain't got nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. He said, listen, though, I got to admit, we can at least argue about him being the hardest puncher ever, right? Combine that with him being in the argument of being the hardest puncher ever. That is what it is. So somebody coming out saying he's the best pound for pound, even the article, I think it was a WBN article, even they was irked. You know what I'm saying? He can't be saying he's the best pound for pound, and he mentioned people in front of him, like he would say, those, top 5 people. You hear Canelo, Terrence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, Lomachenko, and somebody else I missed. Oh, Inoue, right? The young Japanese guy came out at WBSS tournament winning against Nonito Donaire, but got his eye socket cracked in a close fight, right? Them. And he said because these guys go up divisions, okay, that's one thing that a heavyweight can't do, but he averages people are 25 pounds heavier than Deontay Wilder, at least. None of these guys can say that either now, can they? Right? And they're getting all knocked out. None of these guys can say that either now, can they? Right? But he says undisputed. And that's the one I'll say, well, when it was undisputed, we're talking about Alexander Usyk and Terrence Crawford, hey, undisputed for me trumps everything. So he hasn't been undisputed. Right? But even undisputed, you gotta dissect that too a little bit. Right? Undisputed. Alexander Usyk, he entered the WBSS tournament along with all of those wonderful cruiserweight champions out there, the Dorticuses of the world, the Garcias, the Morris Brightuses of the world, all those, the Vulchiks, all of those guys that entered that tournament, Marcus Huck too, are awesome. They knew they were in for a hard tournament, and they all entered it. And Usyk went to everybody's backyard and won that tournament. Awesome, right? But it took some awesome people to get in that tournament. Same thing with Terrence Crawford at 140 pounds, right? Terrence Crawford had both belts. Your boy, Julius Ndungo, went to Russia and went to Scotland, beat Burns, beat your boy Troyanowski, and then went to Nebraska to fight Terrence Crawford. It wouldn't have happened without somebody with the heart of Julius Ndungo. I don't even think I ever mentioned Terrence Crawford without mentioning Julius Ndungo because it takes 2 to tango. So going back to Deontay Wilder, the question is, does he want to be undisputed? And if you're objective and just watched, his career, watched the negotiation with Anthony Joshua, you would know in your heart, damn right he tried to be undisputed. So I'm just glad somebody's putting him up at #1 pound for pound just so we can start seeing him where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in the conversation because pound for pound means any weight. If any weight, what would happen? With this knockout power, I'm thinking he's being in any fight, right? And this guy, this Brian Mazik, I was hoping he wasn't a brother. I'll be honest. I was like, when I seen somebody say Inoue was #1 pound for pound before the WBSS tournament was over, #1 Inoue, and when I was an ESPN writer, and I was like, just don't let him be Oriental. He was. This guy saying Deontay Wilder, best pound fighter, happens to be a brother. You would hope for it not to be. Bottom line, though, this brother also had Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder in their first fight. right? And he has Canelo at number 5 and GGG at number 9, who I wouldn't have in the pound for pound at all. Canelo would be replaced by Andrade, GGG by Charlo until they fight. I wouldn't have them in front because those are the ones who didn't want to fight. You guys know that here. The ones that don't want to fight can't get in front of the ones that want to fight and have championships, right? So that's just fair, but you know how it is with boxing. We ain't trying to be fair. So this rider's just saying straight up, he believes he's the number one pound for pound. He thinks in the heavyweight division he would beat Fury if they fight again, knock him out. Joshua too, and Ruiz too. This is what he feels, and I don't have any qualms to be to say anything against what he feels because I feel very similar. Maybe Ruiz would be the hardest fight, but I got him against those other two easily next fight. Right? Tyson Fury was going to be hard to catch because he's way bigger and taller, but he's going to catch him too. Steve Cunningham did it. Deontay Wilder did it. And he, I think he's going to get him. Joshua, with those chin issues, who even knows if it ever comes to that fight, right? Andy Ruiz Jr. is all that. That's going to be a good fight right there, right? But I'm just glad that someone comes out and says it openly because this is where we are right about now. It is what it is. If you're going to be putting those Canelos at number one pound for pound, knowing that Canelo is not trying to even unify his division, talking about going up to fight a 168 pound for the regular championship against Fielding, and then fighting Kovalev when you could have had an undisputed fight on September the 14th. Hey, if people go ignore those things, then okay. But if you're not going to ignore those things, damn right, put Deontay Wilder up at number one pound for pound. I wouldn't have him up number one, but he's definitely in those top 3 or 4 for sure, right? And at the end of the day, when you have him number one, then damn it, there's nothing really anybody can say. You know what you can do? You can go fight him, or you can go fight Ortiz and prove something. But until then, the guy who wants to fight anybody, even Tyson Fury, they put him there right now, right in front of Deontay Wilder. Who didn't want to fight the rematch? It's always something. Then he goes to fight Wallings and Swats, and we still want to put him in front of Deontay Wilder, the guy who knocked out Brazil and Ortiz. Then you're reaching. And at some point, people are not going to continue to do this. And this is where we are right now. You're seeing the respect coming in, and that's cool. That's good. And I agree with him putting him up there. Like I said, I would have him a little bit lower, right? But I agree with the fact that putting him up there right now, the same as some of these other ludicrous people that be going up there, right? It's time to start making your own stuff. And that's good to see your boy Brian Mazik come out straight up and say, Deontay Wilder's number one pound for pound. For those who don't think so, send your heavyweight. Don't send any hate mail to anybody that's saying that or to Deontay Wilder. Send it to your guy, whoever it is on this planet, and tell him and force him to go fight Deontay Wilder, right? Especially if he got a belt, right? But if not, like for example, if you're saying a Dillian White, for example, and you want Dillian White, the quickest way to get to Deontay Wilder, go beat up Ortiz, right? Just like I've been saying for 2 years now. That's all you have to do. He will say anything but that, right? That's the way that goes. So until then, damn right, Deontay Wilder's the number one heavyweight. We done made that clear. But your boy Brian Mazik at Forbes magazine thinks he's number one pound for pound. And I ain't got nothing against that. Do you? Dome Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.